Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 23 of Europa Universalis IV as Venice. We're still in this war with France against England, and France haven't peaced out yet despite having a 77% war score. All of their cores over here sieged, and England being the only person left in the war on low enthusiasm. So that's a bit of a pain. I'm hoping at some point they do peace out, because all the war exhaustion is causing me to get a lot of unrest that I could do without. Do we want unrest in these random provinces? Milan, Brescia, Venezia. Yeah, we're not too bothered about that actually. Those are all provinces that we can deal with. I do have a national unrest reduction guy, but that isn't going to help much when we are getting a load of war exhaustion. So let's pick up these last 5 guys. Go and drop them off down there in Egypt. This is one of the reasons why we really need to get humanist ideas as quickly as possible, and we'll have a much less problem with unrest. Looks like Hungary might be thinking about jumping in on their rebel stack. Where are you going, France? Please don't tell me you're going to go and fight Hungary's rebels. I'd be very upset with you if you do. No, but the rebel stack's actually moving out to fight Hungary, and France... Is France actually participating in that? They are. Wow. Okay, that's annoying. I was hoping that the rebels would actually do some damage to the Hungarians, and then I could potentially move in and do some... What are you coming all the way down here for, France? What are you up to? I was hoping those rebels would do some damage to the Hungarian army, which would make it easier for me to go and declare on them. Ragusa, you are still only allied with Hungary. That I like. Don't ever change that. I like the way you think. Let's get you guys down there. Hopefully we can reduce some of this unrest. Cairo's... There's still a lot. There's still a lot of unrest. 79% war score now. What are you doing, France? You've got the war won. We never did mothball those heavies. Not that we really need to. We've got plenty of money. We do have a little bit more land force limit. No more naval force limit. I think we are definitely going to go humanist. I would like to get administrative at some point, but I think humanist is going to be by far the biggest benefit, and we can already go ahead and grab the religious unity. So let's go ahead and do that. That will reduce some of our unrest already. Not much, but it will reduce some. Lost the claim on Ragusa now. Another conversion. So let's get the next one done. Let's make sure we go and get a claim on Ragusa. We are going to have to start this war soon if we want to be able to take anything. But I need to get out of war so I don't have all of this unrest and war exhaustion. We've got national spy defense now because of that. We have... war exhaustion is high. I know it is. If only France would peace out at some point, maybe. So our war exhaustion is at 5 currently. I do have some Diplo. I'm going to buy it down. I don't want to, but you can't rely on the AI to peace out of a war these days. And if you try and peace out separately, the negative penalties just aren't really worth it. We're losing our generals. I guess we technically could roll for a new one. We are ahead of time on military tech. We're not doing a military idea group. So let's go ahead and roll for a general. He's not bad actually, a 2211. Had worse generals. How many generals are we allowed to have? We're actually allowed to have 2. So if we're allowed to have 2, let's have 2. We've got rebels and stuff. If we're getting decent ones, we might as well. And a roll. A 213. Not as good. It's always nice to have a bit of manoeuvre, and it's better than no general. Come on, France. 81% war score. England at low enthusiasm with 9 war exhaustion. And France is down to medium enthusiasm. And look at the relative strength of the alliance. It's like, France, hit the button. Peace out with them. France are being blockaded. I don't think France have a navy. I don't know what France are actually waiting for. Venice gets 1 year of negative 25 trade efficiency, or we can spend 25 Diplo to lessen it. Let's do that. Looking at you, France. It's you that needs to get your stuff sorted out. I think what I might actually do is think about starting this war on Hungary. How much aggressive expansion do we have with the rest of the HRE? Not much. Most of it is in the Italian region. Papal State we've got a truce with. I mean, of course, even if we do get a coalition against us, we have got France on our side, and for the time being, Austria. So, that does help. We're 50% of the way through that claim on Ragusa. So, let's get our troops over here. We might need the whole army. I'd prefer if we had less unrest. See, we've got a potential uprising in Suez. We've also got this potential uprising in Ferrara now because we've moved these guys out. Why is there so much unrest here? Let's move you back. It's mainly separatism. Again, the war exhaustion isn't helping. I'm just going to go and put the autonomy up there. I prefer not to have to put autonomy up, but we've got so much unrest at the moment. The next idea we get is -2 national unrest. That will really help. Oh, we are still working on our military idea. I thought we'd already finished that. That doesn't matter too much. We'll get that finished off before too long. Come on, France. Seriously, peace out. Now, Ragusa. You have a crossing from Hum and Dalmatia, but you don't have a river crossing from either of these two provinces, so we'll move there. Hungary, you are currently not in a war with anybody else, but that is fine. Poland, you're not in a war with anybody else either. So we could potentially call Poland... There we go, finally it is over. What happens? England will cede Calais, Caux, Normandy, Le Bourg, Gascogne and Maine to France. England will renounce their claims on Armagnac. England will pay 180 ducats to France and its allies, and Venice will get 34 of it. Great. Great. Still, we're at 93 power projection, and France owes us 15 favours. Yeah, you do. Call for peace will go away at the end of the month. We don't have our claim on Ferrara yet. How's that going to help with unrest? Suez still has quite a bit. Yeah, there's quite a lot down there. Cairo, Milan. We're taking attrition because we're in the mountains. Now then. If we were to declare war on Ragusa. Why is it still showing me? I'm clicking there. No diplomat to send because he's not back yet. Poland wouldn't come in. Because Poland are fighting in another war. You weren't fighting in another war a minute ago when I looked. And now you're fighting against the Livonian Order. We'll recall our diplomat from Naples. That's fine. Let's get you out of the mountains then, where you're not going to take massive amounts of attrition. We can actually come in from Zeta, so we'll just stand there. And we need some of these rebellions to go away. We need to get rid of some of this unrest. There's still some in Cairo. There's still some in Suez. Mamlukian separatists and Milanese separatists. Neither particularly good. So, who else hates us? Is that their opinion of us or our opinion of them? It's got to be their opinion of us, surely. Yeah. So, there's no point sucking up with anybody else. Broken alliance, wants our provinces, was at war. We might actually be able to improve some relations here. I know they are outraged with us. Well, they're hostile, they're not outraged. But we should be able to make some of that go away because we only have +2 improved relations. So we can certainly do something about that. We could probably do the same with Genoa as well. The aggressive expansion they really dislike. It is burning down though. Let's go and try and improve relations with Genoa. Right, we've got a lot of money, so we should probably build some buildings. So let's have a look at that then. So, first of all, let's look at temples. It's always good to see if you can get any decent tax from anywhere. Ferrara's already got one. Albania's definitely worth having one. So is Kosovo. Now, one thing they are changing in the new patch that's coming out... Oh, wow, Crete's really good. One thing they are changing in the new patch that's coming out is that currently, if you have a province with a gold mine in, There's 0% chance of the gold mine depleting, providing your production is under 10, your production development. But they're actually changing that. So it will have a chance of depleting regardless of your production development, which is a real shame. Oh wow, look at Athens there. We should definitely go and get a marketplace there. So we'll make gold mines potentially less useful in the future. Wow, Cairo really should have a marketplace. It does have a lot of trade there, a lot of trade power, even though it is sort of overseas. Nothing else there is too useful. Navy, army, production. Worth having any of these production buildings anywhere? Some of these are worth a fair bit. Point 13 is actually quite good. As for the rest of them, not so much. Okay then, so what about docks? Increasing our naval force limit. We've got lots of coastal provinces where we do not have docks. So we should definitely get some docks. Let's go ahead and do that. And we could also probably get some barracks for extra manpower. Not too bothered about force limit, because we'll get quite a bit of that from finishing our military idea, our quantity ideas. So we don't mind that too much. Who we got in power at the moment? It is the guilds by a long shot. So that's giving us reduced build costs and increased goods produced. At some point we might want to go more towards one of the others. But the factions kind of... I always tend to ignore this on Republics. You just kind of let it do what it wants. I mean, you can pay to boost them up, but to be honest, most of the time it's a waste of points. Unless you're really, really struggling and you think that extra 5% morale of armies is needed, or, you know, you think you need that extra 10% global trade power. But most of the time it's not worth bothering with. You compare it to the estates mechanic in the Cossacks, and it's quite shallow and a little bit pointless, to be honest. Truce with the Mamluks has expired. We do have an army down there. We could go ahead and grab some more stuff for these guys. Now, that begs the question, have you actually done any fabrication? Not on the Mamluks, you haven't. Fabricated some claims over here. You guys are allied with Morocco and Tunisia. That's actually quite useful. We could actually bring Tunisia in. I mean, Morocco's quite big, but we could bring Tunisia in on that war without getting the Ottomans in. Because at the minute, if we declare war on Morocco... So if we declare war on Tunisia, we bring in the Ottomans. But if we declare war on Jerid, we just bring in Morocco and Tunisia. I still think we'd need to have most of our army down there to have a fighting chance of doing that. Looks like the Mamluks are in another war as it is anyway. But it would be nice if we could take some stuff from the Mamluks. Take the couple more of their core provinces. Keeping all of my diplomats busy right now. Actually losing some more... I guess we got some extra relations with Austria because we were fighting in a war together. But that's going to start burning away. Austria actually want Venezia now. So that's going to be quite problematic. Sooner or later, we are going to be at war with Austria. That is something that is inevitable. Yeah, I really would like to take something down here. Is it worth carrying, sucking up to these guys? Do I have a CB against them? Probably not. So, let's bring you back from Florence. And if we were to declare war... Yeah, no, we don't have a CB. So, let's go and fabricate a claim on Quasir. Because we'll probably take that for ourselves. Again, it'll be admin points, which we don't really want to spend, but... Austria declaring war on Salzburg. How's the Empire looking? Everybody pretty much voting for Austria. Everybody loves Austria right now. That's fine. Hopefully Poland will get out of their war, so we can go and declare war on Ragusa before we lose those claims again. We still have our mission to take Zagreb. Making money. How much money are we making? 27 ducats a month. That's quite good. How old is our current advisor then? He is 47. 97 Republican tradition. We will keep him. Get some more monarch points out of him. Let's go ahead and take extra available mercenaries. And then we get garrison size and reduced land attrition. Plus we'll also get minus 20% naval maintenance modifier soon as well. So that will be really good for us. 20% of the way through creating that claim, which is good. Savoy's declared war on Genoa. So Genoa probably won't be around for much longer. Really would have been... We're in positive prestige now, but it really would have been nice if these guys, my March, who, by the way, are terrible. As far as marches go... where's my subject interactions? Why do you only have 3 units? I mean, I don't understand what's wrong here. I'm actually losing a bit of respect from them there, but there's no liberty desire. But I don't understand why you've got such a low force limit. Surely you should have a higher base than that. Right, we've been found fabricating that claim, which will slow things down, unfortunately. Quite a bit, but not a terrible amount. Great, random stability loss. Wonderful, just what we needed. We're okay being at +2. We don't really need to increase that right now. How is our unrest going? Suez, Cairo's going down, Milan, Alexandria. Some Mamlukian separatists are the most likely to fire, but we do have an army down here, so that's not too much of a problem. At 279 admin points, we should hopefully not be too far away from grabbing our next idea. Most of these provinces I'm going to give to my vassal because they don't really have anything useful. We've all got recent uprising as well. But yeah, I think Cairo's the only one worth having. I thought Cairo had something was useful because it had something. Was it just high development? Most of the rest of these provinces are terrible. However, I do want to take coastal provinces because coastal provinces is naval force limit, so they're definitely worth having. So I can't really do an awful lot at the moment. We're recovering manpower. Still nowhere near the cap. Power projection is good. Lose 50 military power or lose 5 Republican tradition. I'll take the military power hit for the time being. How's our fervour doing right now? It is... well, religious unity is good. 0.35. Are we making progress here? We are. It's slow. That's one of the reasons why we've got a lot of provincial unrest, actually. It's because we're converting Sunni provinces. We'll probably start converting roads as soon as this one is done. Does it give us an estimate? February 1529. That's a long time away. 2 years to convert that province. Well, it's going to be nearly 2 years to convert roads, I suppose. And some of them are a lot longer. Now, one thing I wanted to check on the religious map mode is how our Centre of Reformation is doing. It's unfortunate that there's a Protestant Centre of Reformation around here, which is actually... where is it? But some of these Reformed ones, there's a couple of provinces getting flipped over to Reformed. It's such a shame that Austria won't go Reformed. They're getting a lot of pressure now. The Protestant centres are really spreading out. You're going to have some problems later on, Austria. At least that's what we want. Austria has been re-elected. Not a surprise at all. Now we've got this potential rebel uprising. Again, it's going to be the Mamlukian separatists. Can't do an awful lot about it. Looks like their biggest chance of popping right now is in Suez. Which makes sense because that's where we are doing the conversion. So let's go and stand you in Suez. It's not going to get rid of it because obviously now we've got the unrest in Cairo. Now why do we have so much unrest in Cairo? Is it because you're still Sunni? Separatism, intolerance, non-accepted culture. It would be nice if we could get rid of the... swap the cultures over. Because we're probably never going to accept Egyptian as a culture. That said though, once we grab... where is it? One of these ones, that one. Cultural ties, accepted culture threshold, minus 50%. That'll help a bit. But not necessarily as much as we want. But yeah, I do want to try and feed as much of Africa to Fezzan as possible. It is going to be tricky. With these little alliance chains going up here. Especially when Fezzan, for some reason... I mean, they've got a fairly decent... Well, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 provinces. They've got 8 provinces, and they are they only have a force limit of 3, which I find really strange. Okay, Poland, have you finished your battle yet, or are you still in a war? You're still in the a fight with the Livonian Order, and it looks like you're losing. Damn, Castile's attacked Morocco. Now that's potentially useful. If Castile are attacking Morocco, maybe if we declare war on these guys, Morocco won't come in to help, and it'll just be Tunisia. Let's bring back from you. Doesn't seem to be a lot of points sucking up to you. Right, Morocco would still come in at this point, but they may change their mind as they start losing more units. Let's go ahead and get -2 national unrest. So that's going to help a little. Not a great amount. So some of these provinces will have lost their unrest. It's actually only Cairo now that has unrest, and we could probably... This might not work. There might still be too much unrest. Yeah, we just don't have quite enough troops here to balance it out for both of them. Once the conversion is done, we will. So we might be able to get rid of that one. So that's fine. Now, again, let's just quickly check with Ragusa. If I were to declare war on you, Austria would actually come in and help me here. Hungary would come in as well. So does that mean Austria and Hungary aren't friends with each other? Aren't allied? They are no... Yeah, you're allied. So let me get this right. Austria would come in against Hungary, even though Austria are on Hungary's side. They're allied. That is really weird. I think we've got to do this. I think we've got to call Austria in. Now, I don't want to co-belligerise Hungary. Because if I co-belligerise Hungary, Hungary can then bring in Muscovy. And defensive calls go out first, which means they can call in Austria. Which we don't want to happen. Austria is also in a Regency Council, which is good, because it means it reduces the amount of wars they can declare. So I think what we're going to be doing on the next video is we're finally going to be declaring war against Ragusa. We're going to bring Austria in. We are going to take Zagreb and Lika. We should still have claims on them both. Bosnia I'd love to take, but I think the aggressive expansion might be too much. But we want Ragusa, we want Zagreb, and we want Lika. But we'll be doing that on the next video, before we even think about going to war with the Mamluks again. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying EU4 as Venice. I'll see you on the next video. And until then, goodbye for now.